What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ripsul, Namaste. We'd like to discuss a topic about the choices that we can make, that we can make, that we can create. The choices is always there for us to create. The choices of being the best that we can be, the choices to allow our feeling to express freely, or we're gonna contain what needs to be released as we encapsulate all the entitlement, all the what has been ingrained, what has been bestowed upon, and what has been programmed to us. So we need to reprogram it, reconfigure it, rewire the way we think, the process, and also that's where we recalibrate from the aspect and new point of view and the way how things perceive within our perceptions. With the new lenses of perspective, we're able to take an accountable and take real raw actions for ourselves, and the betterment is to be able to make decisions what is good for us, what's beneficial and what's not, what is serving us and what is not serving us. We don't have to follow it through because we know that we are not obligated to. However, when we know that what's not good for us, within that moment, that's when we retract, introspect, right, reflect, contemplations, and make a conscious choices to see if it's going to be the right decisions or not, which in turn it will be a lesson to be learned. Just like failure, for example, like when I fail to do something, I know the failures will lead to a lesson, because the lessons is always going to be learned, because that's what you call life lesson, because life is always teaching us, and we have to just be open and receptive to the choices that we make, because the choices is always going to be what's good and what's not so good. But in the process of doing it, whether we know it or not, we will discover it, we will learn of it, and that's a lesson. And if we don't make the decision at all, I think in life it will come back around for us to be able to make that conscious choices, and once we make that choices, we will see if it's good or not, and that's going to be the lesson that we learn. And we take it because we don't want to regret of not taking that action or making a mistake and learn from it. Once again, it's always going to be the lesson and learning. It's a process, and that's where the progress come in, because the action that we take now, we will learn from it and we'll take it on to the future, and the future is what we make now. So as we progress through our journey, the journey in terms of spirituality in this mundane world, where sometimes when it seems mundane or monotonous, and it's just going to be what you call it, boring. So that's where the endurance and patience is, because we will be satisfied regardless if it's good or not. Better than those who are never going to be satisfied, because if you're never going to be satisfied, there's nothing that we can do to make them satisfied. So how can we make satisfied? We can't, even though we try. So then that's when we know that's not serving us, because if a person's not satisfied, how is that going to do us any good? No matter what we try, no matter what we do, no matter all the effort that we put in, they're not going to be satisfied anyway. So what's the point? There's a point. That's when we learn that that person never going to be satisfied. Whether it's your relationship with your significant, whether it's your parent, your family, your siblings, your relative, cousin, whatever, the distant, long distant relative, and extended family. In other words, it's your friends who are just going to be there for you, because family is not just about blood that you were born, whom you're born with. We have no choice, right? But the choices that we have is later in life that we can make that choice. So we got to choose wisely, and we got to choose in terms of what's benefit us, and also what's going to benefit them as well too, because if you care for them, we want to make sure they're also happy, because we are not going to be taking advantage of others, because we know it's not good to be taken advantage of. So vice versa, in terms of that law of attraction, law of the karmic that effect, because when the karmic effect in return of the attractions, that polarity and the roundabout, that always going to come in full circle, in full spectrum, just like polarity. It's balance, right? When you come to the center, that's a powerful posture, which is right here, right now. So when we are right here, right now, and share this point of view in life lessons, knowing that in life, you just got to make a choice that's going to be great for each and every one of us, right? You're tired, rest, recuperate, and then we will proceed with our journey, our fun and laughter, and an enjoyment to share the good and not so good. I don't want to say bad because there's really no bad. I mean, if you're feeling bad, that's something that you should look within yourself. Why is it that you're feeling bad? It's something that you should not blame other people for what. I mean, what they do is what they do, and what can we do is forgive them as much as we can every time it's reoccurring, because it hurts. And once we are no longer attached to what's not serving us, what's not good for us, you know, and when it's reoccurring, I mean, that's where we also mitigate from as well too. We want to be able to abstain anything that is not good from wrongdoing. That's why we develop and cultivate right mindfulness, right concentration, right action, right livelihood, right speech, right, as much as we can. Because when we develop and cultivate right speech, that's when we hold on the tongue, because the tongue is the body, which lash out or sweet like honey. But we are the architect, the mind, which is control of that body, this physical form, this physique here. We sculpt it, and the words that come out of our mouth is also what we have to control. So we control our mind, thought process, and also we control our verbal as we vocalize ourselves. So this is getting to know who you are, who we are in nature, an aspect that has been here since time immemorial. Once we learn how to cultivate, how to recalibrate, right? That's a very beautiful word. That's when we more in tranquility, and that's ability to have experienced equanimity, and that's serenity and peace, calm and coolness, and be concise with our words and conscious. And that's gonna be within this auspicious day. It's gonna be every day. The tranquility is to experience, to be well poised, and that's equipoise. And that's, my friend, is cool, calm, collective, and concise. Precisely why we're sharing this with you. With peace of mind and love of heart. Peace.